There's a feeling about being here at Auburn. So a lot of people describe it, and maybe it's even a cliche these days, but it's like family, but it really is. People are friendly, it's easy to make friends, everyone treats you nicely, the people are nice. I've been on a number of different campuses in my life, some I've worked on, and none of them are quite like this. I think that's all encompassing with most of our students. They have that feeling, because when you leave here, you feel like you're leaving home, and when you come back, you feel like you're coming back home again. And it's wonderful to come back.
Auburn definitely is different. I mean, I've traveled a lot. I've spoken at a lot of universities. I've seen many of them. If you go there, you get it. In other words, and I'm not saying attend there, but just visit there, spend a weekend, you know, drive around, walk around, and it's a place unto itself. It's this oasis of. Well, when you come away from there, if you do, you know, attend, you'll understand the bond you have with everyone else in the family. That's why, I was taking my daughter to freshman orientation, and we flew into Atlanta, and I had an Auburn shirt on, and I was walking through the airport, and I can't tell you how many people said War Eagle, and my daughter said, "Am I getting into a cult?" And I go, "Yes, you are."
The NFL, we had an ad campaign called Football is Family. And I thought about when they came up with that, how Coach Dye taught me that years ago before it was some catchy marketing campaign, that football is family, but really Auburn is family. And I think if you're thinking of attending Auburn, when you're visiting schools, you'll find a lot of great college campuses, a lot of cool little towns and nice dorms and amazing professors. But there's a little magical ingredient you will feel at Auburn that you won't exactly be able to describe until you've actually graduated and moved on, and that's the sense of community that you get when you go to Auburn.
I think, you know, it's very individualized, person to person. I think Auburn's a great spot for a lot of people. Like I said, you become very close to a lot of the people. You kind of have this sense of a family away from home, and you become part of the university. You don't feel like you're left out in any fashion. When you finish up school, you still feel like you're part of something. And I think that's a unique experience. I talk to a lot of my friends that have gone on to different universities, and they don't quite have that feeling of togetherness and unity that we have kind of here at Auburn University. I can't think of a week in the last 6 or 7 years that somebody hasn't said War Eagle to me.
I've always had Auburn to thank because of I felt like that's where my basketball career sort of, it was an impactful moment for me, you know, getting to Auburn tonight. So anytime I spoke, I always had to speak about Auburn because that's where I started. That's where I feel like my transition, that's why I started to become the basketball player I thought I could, even though I grew a lot further afterwards. And I was always proud to be an Auburn fan, and when, I'm gonna say an Auburn player and an Auburn graduate, and even traveling, and when I would see AU or see Auburn somewhere, I see people with a sign on their car, I would say, War Eagle. And it just felt so good to see that people, War Eagle, and they felt like, I think to see that and to feel that, it made me feel like, man, Auburn is not just in Alabama, it's all over. And you could feel that connection.
I grew a lot. I grew up at Auburn in some ways. I grew a lot as a person in an environment that couldn't have been better to grow up in, right? Being around friendly people, people that want to work hard, people that are passionate. Like Auburn's a very passionate place. We're passionate about football, but we're passionate about life. And I think that just, you know, you realize in these moments that, hey, this is an area, this is a place that had a huge impact on me. And so, you know, you look forward to, I don't get to get back to Auburn nearly as much as I do, but when you go back, you're like, I'm back to a place that really changed my life, and yet it feels like home.